Interviews are more than just answering questions. They're your opportunity to showcase who you are and what you bring to the table. But here's the thing, too many people focus solely on what happens during the interview and forget that what you do before and after can be just as critical. So in today's session, I'm going to share with you the top 3 strategies that go beyond the basics, strategies that will make you stand out from the competition and leave a lasting impression on decision makers. By the end of today's session, you're going to walk away with powerful, actionable strategies to not just ace your next interview, but also to elevate your entire approach to the interview process. And if this is the first time you're joining me, I'm Bonnie Negron. I've spent over 2 decades in the career and talent management space, starting as a hiring manager in corporate America, where I interviewed hundreds of candidates, worked hands-on with job searching technology, and saw firsthand what it takes to stand out in today's market. So since launching my business, I've become a 4-time certified career expert, HR and talent management consultant, and an author of the Career Shakeup book. I've helped over 2,000 powerhouse professionals break free from the apply weight cycle to land roles that they deserve without relying solely on online applications. So you're in for a treat today. We're going to get started. Strategy number 1, start the interview before you even walk in. Why is this important? Because the interview starts long before you step into the room or join that Zoom call. It's about building connections and understanding all of the players that are involved with that particular organization. First thing you want to do is research who are the key decision makers. Connect with them on LinkedIn. Engage with their content. I'm not talking about just the recruiters or the hiring managers. I'm talking about people that can actually influence the hiring process, like the team leads, peers, the boss of the person that you would be directly reporting to, and find ways to connect authentically. So for example, when asked, like, have you researched the company? Don't just say yes, elaborate. For example, yes, I've researched the company, and what stood out to me was your recent initiative around X, Y, and Z, or your alignment with A, B, and C, which ties directly to the role that I'm targeting, right? So this is something you want to keep into perspective because too many candidates stop at the surface level research. So you need to show that you've done your homework and you are genuinely invested in the company. Okay. Strategy number 2, make the interview about the right fit for you. While the company is evaluating you, remember, you should also evaluate them. It's not just about the role, it's about the culture, the values, and overall alignment with your career goals. So here are some key questions that you can reflect on. Number 1, does the company's culture align with what you're looking for? Number 2, is the leadership diverse and does it reflect the values that you respect? Number 3, do the employees seem engaged and positive about the company online, right? Think of the interview as a 2-way street. So when you come prepared with thoughtful questions about the company's culture or the vision, it shows that you're thinking beyond just landing the job. You're ensuring that it's the right fit for you. So how can you find out the answers to some of these questions that I'm asking you? Go on LinkedIn. You can go to the LinkedIn company pages. You can look at the people that work there. If they're engaging, you can go on their social media platforms. What are people saying about the company, the product, the service? And that's going to give you a good sense as to whether this is going to be a good fit for you. So doing some of the research and looking and reflecting on culture, diversity, overall vision and mission of the company, that's important to know and feel good with before you even walk into that room. Then you go through the interview process, right? Which then brings me to strategy number 3, which is where most candidates stop. So strategy number 3, what you do after the interview matters. Most candidates think that the work ends when the interview is over, but this is where you can truly stand out. How can you do so? Always send a thank you note that's tailored to your conversations. Reference specific moments from the interview to make it memorable. I can see within seconds when a thank you note wasn't properly tailored, wasn't customized, it's just a copy and paste. Maybe they used ChatGPT. There was no effort put into it. It was really just sent as a formality just to do it and get it over with, but there was nothing really specific. And when I saw those thank you notes, that was a no-go for me because that means if you're not going to pay attention to detail throughout This process, and which is so important, it questions how you're going to help me, my staff, my company, my clients, my customers, right? So hiring managers are really thinking about all of this. So it's really important that you take the time. Now, this is if you want the job. I mean, if you've already identified through the research, through strategy number 1 and through strategy number 2, like finding if it's really a good fit, if you've identified that this is not a good fit for you and you don't want to move forward, then by all means say it. You don't need to go through strategy number 3 and, follow up with the interview. But it's just important that you keep all of these in place. It's not just being in the room. It's what you do before and after that's really important. Another key action that if you don't get the job, let's say you've gone through the interview process and unfortunately you were turned down, don't burn the bridge. Follow up. Ask for feedback. Use it as a learning opportunity to build connections for future roles and to understand what was it about you specifically that didn't make it to the next round. Some companies may not give you much feedback. Some companies will. A lot of companies are taking the time to let them know the reason why they chose to go with somebody else. But you won't know unless you ask for feedback. And this is really important. I've also been in a position as a hiring manager where I would send somebody a rejection email letting them know that they didn't got the job and they just don't answer. They don't respond, thank for the time or any of that. So that tells me a couple of things. Number 1, either they're pissed off. Number 2, and rightfully so, but you can still as a courtesy respond, or you were never interested in the job to begin with. And then I feel maybe I kind of wasted my time interviewing you in the first place, or that I made a good decision, right? So it's important not to burn the bridge. And here's why. I'm going to bring you through an example. One of my clients, Melody, she recently went through this exact process. She didn't land the role that she initially applied for, but through a strategy that we developed together, she went beyond the rejection to uncover if there were any new opportunities either at this company or through referrals or through other organizations that they knew that they were hiring. By doing her research, she discovered who the candidate was that had been hired for the role that she lost to. So recognizing that this person will soon be vacating their current position because they got a new offer, she strategically positioned herself for that opening. Through networking and staying proactive, she ultimately landed the job that she truly wanted. So this is a powerful example of how thinking creatively and going beyond the obvious can lead to success. Because remember, a no doesn't mean never, it just means not now. If you handle it strategically and you don't burn your bridge, you never know what opportunities that particular organization may have that you're not realizing you're a great fit for. So always respond, always end on a good note is really important. Now, if you're serious about elevating your interview game, I have something special for you. My interview playbook is packed with actionable tips and strategies to help you stand out at every phase during the interview, before, during, and after. So to grab your copy, just comment interview right now and I'll send it to you directly. Now, if this resonated with you and you're stuck in your career, maybe you're getting interviews but not landing offers, or you've been applying for months without traction, let's talk. Book a 15-minute career chat with me. We'll dive into your situation and see if my team and I can help you overcome the hurdles that you are currently facing. This could be the year you finally get the role you've been waiting for, but you don't have to do it alone. Thank you for joining me today. I hope these strategies give you a fresh perspective on how to approach interviews. Don't forget to reach out if you want more personalized guidance and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future sessions. Thank you.